Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. Readers of freedomsphoenix.com are constantly provided the information that detail the real news between the lines of propaganda about government policies and the true relationship we all have with coercive governments. Learn the true condition of our economy, innovations and technological breakthroughs in energy, health, computer science, and space travel. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media, the media that is so last century. Corporate media has evolved into nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but we now have a fantastic alternative. FreedomsPhoenix.com provides constant news updates on the issues that affect our lives in the most important ways. Our liberty and our property are under constant attack, and FreedomsPhoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda while encouraging the participation of our readers. Join us at FreedomsPhoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com. FreedomsPhoenix.com, where the revolution between the ears has already matured.
Freedom's the answer. What's the question? You're listening to Ernest Hancock.
Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, here in Phoenix, Arizona. My special guest, Carrie Ann Citron from the Goldwater Institute, and we're talking about power generation here. What side of the power line do you live on? And we need to get understanding of a little bit of history so that we can see where we're going, what the issues are. Now, we talked about Salt River Project, SRP, started in the late 1800s. You know, through the early 1900s, you got some ranchers and farmers, and they want to use the collective force of the government. We're going to get some, interest-free loans and do and whatever, and we'll pledge some scrub desert land out here, and we'll get us a dam, and we'll power generate and whatever, and thanks for playing. And the economic founding fathers of Arizona said, thank you very much, and they get what they got. So, and you add water to the desert out here, stuff grows, man. That's just the way it is. A lot of people don't know, out of the three main states that do citrus, Arizona, for, a long time, I don't know how it is now, but when I was growing up here in the 70s, 80s, Arizona was number 2 or 3 every time, and number 1 in cotton production. And you add water, stuff grows. Now, let's go ahead and go to Arizona Public Service. Now, APS is an S&P 500 company. It's publicly traded. It was Pinnacle West Capital. Then it went to AZP Group or whatever. They generate over 4,000 megawatts of electricity. They have more than 1 million customers in 11 counties here throughout the state. And they're mainly here in Arizona, but they, sell on the grid. Now, they're regulated by the Arizona Corporation Commission, and the utility also operates 3 nuclear reactors out at Palo Verde Generating Station here in Arizona in the West Valley. It's the largest nuclear plant in the United States. They make some money. They say, ooh, we like when California, keeps raising price. Man, and you got to buy it from us, and you don't make any, and you get it from here. We make money. Thank you very much for playing. Now, they are under a lot of regulation by the government, the Arizona Corporation Commission, where the SRP kind of isn't. Now, that's where we're going to focus our attention now with Carrie. Carrie, tell me how that's important and what's going on and what will happen this legislative session.
Well, our focus is really on the Corporation Commission's control of APS and the other utilities. And, of course, we know there are differences between APS and utilities like SRP and any other water companies that are controlled by governments, such as cities and other municipalities. And we know that the Corporation Commission a couple of years ago adopted new regulations for all of the water companies that it controls, that are going to add what comes down to about $1 billion, which is estimated by the Commission, that ratepayers are going to have to pay in additional surcharges.
Well, because it's not going to cost them, they just pass it on, So is that, did they, say we're just raising prices, or do they have to get permission from the Corporation Commission to raise those prices?
Well, actually, funny enough, the Corporation Commission has ordered the company to order these companies to increase the prices, and in some cases, we know that APS has actually asked the Commission to reduce the price, and the Commission has refused.
Okay, now why do they do that? Because they want to make sure they have money to central plan for some alternative whatever.
Right, exactly. And this comes in a form of a separate surcharge. It's actually something that you can see on your bill if you're an APS customer, and it is the renewable energy surcharge.
Oh, of course.
And the Commission has ordered utility companies to follow a specific set schedule for using alternative fuel sources, and not all alternative fuel sources are allowed to be used, only certain ones. And of course, the Commission has mandated where these alternative fuel sources have to be located and which customers have to participate and how many, and really a lot of very, very meticulous regulations and orders that allow utility companies very, very little to no flexibility at all to be able to respond to changing fuel prices, changing efficiency and technologies, and
SRP is not subject to this.
Correct.
Why?
Well, that's another one of the funny lines. SRP is not regulated by the Corporation Commission at all.
See, my thing is that my question is, why is APS being regulated? I mean, are you advocating for better regulation or no regulation, or what is the Gold Water Institute's position?
Well, the Corporation Commission in Arizona was created by our state constitution. Other states do have corporation commissions or something similar that does regulate utilities in those states. Ours happen to be created by the Constitution at the founding. And the Constitution gives the Corporation Commission very, very limited powers. And the Goldwater Institute has stepped in because the Commission's regulation in this case, which of course provides for huge rate increases. Of course, the cost to be borne by the customers, and we've stepped in because those regulations go way beyond the Corporation Commission's constitutional power.
Okay. Article 15 of the Arizona Constitution establishes the Arizona Corporation Commission. Only 7 states have constitutionally formed commissions. Arizona is one of 13 states, blah, blah, blah. I want to see, what does it say? It says they, get to tell corporations what to do, I imagine.
Well, it actually says a lot less than that. The Constitution says that the Corporation Commission has the power to set rates in rate making, and the Commission has any other powers that the legislature has specifically given to the Commission. So unless the legislature specifically passes a law that says the Commission has the power to do X, the Commission can't do it unless it's connected to rate making. And we know the courts have interpreted the Commission's rate-making power as very limited. So the Corporation Commission can't just do anything it wants and claim that it's connected to rate-making. And, of course, that's what we saw here when the Commission passed the regulations for alternative energy.
Okay. I remember, this is probably before your time, okay, so I'll give you some history. In the 80s, there was a thing they called the Oil Overcharge Fund. Are you familiar with this?
That was probably before my time. I've been in Arizona about 4 years
now.
I don't remember that one.
No, you probably weren't even born then. Okay. Now, in what they did, they called it the Oil Overcharge Fund, and it was, kind of prices went up, we're going to get you, and you're being bad, and you owe us money and whatever. Tens of millions of dollars, $40 million put in, this is for alternative energy. Now, the goal was for special interests and everybody to get access. We're going to save energy by, creating all these sidewalks that are lighter in color and reflect more light and whatever. Now give us the part of the money. I mean, they just made up stuff, to be able to get this money. Now, the Oil Overcharge Fund was supposed to go into alternative energies and this kind of stuff. That's when I became aware of this alternative energy, or whenever they're screaming about energy and green and all that, it's a buzzword for we get another bucket of money that we can rip off, okay? That is, I guarantee what's going on, where you have all these mandated uses for these funds. First, they got to create the bucket of money. Then all the rest of it, all the special interest, everything is just about doing the plumbing for that money to make it to who they want to. That's what's going on. We're going to find out who's on the other end of that drip line, or that spigot, or that fire hose when we come back here on Declare Your Independence in just a little bit with my guest, Carrie Ann Citron from the Goldwater Institute, on power and how it's controlled. We'll be right back. This is Ernest Hancock. I'm publisher of freedomsphoenix.com and the radio talk show host of Declare Your Independence. Now, I want to give you my personal endorsement of a wealthy U.S. citizen that is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He's produced a video for you. It's a real eye-opener, and I want to make sure that you have an opportunity to watch it. www.endofamerica, the numbers 1 and 7.com. Endofamerica17.com. This video has the history of how we got where we are now and where we're going and why. Now, it's a lengthy video. It'll be about 20 minutes, but you need to watch this so you understand what's going to happen to this country and how you can protect your wealth and even benefit financially. Now, you go there. It's free. I want you to watch this video. You need to have this information so that you can survive the economic collapse that's coming to America. It's not if, it's when. That's End of America, the numbers 1 and 7.com. After you watch it, you'll understand why I endorse it.